Will Facebook ads work for your business? The answer is if you do these things. I've run Facebook ads consistently without stopping for over a year, without taking a single break. And I'm going to tell you the results from my business, when it works and it doesn't work. And wait till the end, because I'm going to give you a definitive answer on whether you should do it or not. Okay, so let me tell you why Facebook ads work or don't work. First of all, you have to remember that Facebook ads are interrupting people. And that's very, very important to understand. Let me give you an example. All right. Let's take Google ads, for example. When you run a Google ad, what happens is when someone's searching for something, let's say they're looking for a plumber near me. Boom, it's going to show them the Google ad that you paid for. That person has a really big intent to buy something. Otherwise, they wouldn't be searching for it. So there's a pretty good chance they're going to click on that ad. Now, Facebook ads are a little bit different. They pop up in people's feeds when people are just trying to relax. People aren't trying to buy anything. And that's why a lot of times Facebook leads aren't what people are expecting. When I run Facebook ads, I get leads, but there's something really, really powerful about ads if you don't focus on the leads. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. But let's talk about that interruption for a second. When you interrupt people, they're not thinking about you. They see your ad, they decide if they want to stay on that ad or click on it. All right, let's say they click on it. They fill out that information. You call them. They don't know who you are. They forgot. That's typically a bad lead, and it happens a lot on Facebook, but I'm going to tell you why and how you can fix that. The reason why that happens with Facebook ads is because you interrupted them, because they weren't looking for you in the first place, they were just scrolling. You're not top of mind, so they may fill it out and be interested because you interrupted them like, that's interesting, let me fill that out. It's not top of mind, so they forget it in probably less than a minute that they even filled it out. And that's why a lot of times when you run Facebook ads, you'll say, man, they're really bad leads. This is the difference, and this is how you have to make that work. Number one, you have to make sure that you respond insanely quickly when you run Facebook ads. So I'll give you an example. You run an ad, someone clicks on it, and you get an email that this person clicked on your ad. And then you call them in an hour or 2 hours or when you're free. Too late. They forgot. They forgot the ad. You'll call them and they'll most likely say, I never filled out an ad, right? I've seen that before with my Facebook ads. This is the reason why you have to have some sort of auto response. So when they fill out that ad or they click on it, they get a text message instantly, within seconds, right? Because let's be honest, we don't have time to sit around and call our Facebook leads within a second. And a lot of my leads, I notice, they come in the middle of the night or when we're closed. I use a software, and the link is in the description if you want to use that. I don't own the software. It's just something that I use, but I'll put the tool. I use a software called Chirp. And what that does is it ties my Facebook ads. When someone fills that out, it gets their first name, their email, and their phone number. And there's a reason you want those things. And instantly, when they hit submit, they get a text message back to them within a couple seconds. And there's a couple things you want to do when you respond to them is the messaging. Now, I learned this from my buddy and my Facebook ad expert. His name is Brian. He's from AdHenge. You want the response to be very personal. It would be more like if a guy named Steve responds to your ad, you want that to say, hey, thanks for filling out our Facebook form. Is this Steve? Because all you need is a response. Even if they say yes. So your question is this Steve? Yes, that's a response. If you lead with something super professional, like, hey, this is Mike from such and such heating and air conditioning. We'd love to come and serve you. You can book an appointment. Okay, they don't respond to that, right? You need to just ask them a question so they respond. Now you're in a conversation with them. And the reason why you want this to go to a text message, the reason why I use Chirp to text to my phone is no matter where I'm at, they fill out that form, the auto goes and asks them, hey, thanks for filling out our form. Is this Steve? They respond to yes. Now I'm in a texting conversation on my personal cell phone to them or the office manager's cell phone or anyone you have in the office. Now it's a texting conversation. Very, very powerful. You can also go further and have an AI answering service. Chirp has them. Some other softwares have them, right? A lot of your CRMs have this already. So just check with the CRM that you have. They may have it. What I do is I have that first response, and then when someone responds yes, the AI responder starts having a conversation with that person and even books that person onto the schedule. Very powerful because all of this can happen within a minute of them filling out the form. Okay? So let's say you don't have an autoresponder. How do you handle that? Okay? You want to set up your Facebook ads to at least have one first auto response, but if you don't have that, create a pipeline. The reason why you want to have a pipeline is you want the Facebook ad to bring that into your CRM. Most CRMs, House Call Pro, Service Titan, a lot of these will have a feature that you can integrate into the Facebook ad and it'll bring it into a pipeline. On mine, it says bullpen. So if 5 people filled out my Facebook ad, I get up in the morning, I open my laptop, there's going to be 5 people in what's called a bullpen. I call those people up, I slide them over into the next stage, which says first follow-up. The next day, I call them back if they didn't book, and I slide them to second follow-up, third follow-up, fourth follow-up. This is what you need to make Facebook ads work. Otherwise, if you don't have some sort of follow-up process, remember these people aren't interested in what you're buying. They were scrolling. You're throwing a net out into the ocean and you're catching people that were interested, right? This is a big net. They were just soft interested. So this is a long game. It's not like Google ads, where Google ads, they're looking for something, they click on it, they're actively searching. That is one of the things that lets you know your Facebook ads are going to work, right? So you want to set that up before you even run Facebook ads. Now, the good thing is the gentleman that does my Facebook ads, he sets that up for you, right? So that's good. Okay, but let's talk about this. Leads. One of the biggest things that I found when I'm running Facebook ads for my company, I own an air conditioning company, for those that don't know, is the branding. I really griped and complained for a long time about not getting enough leads from Facebook ads until 3 or 4 months passed and I started getting recognized everywhere around town. I can't go anywhere without someone saying, hey, I saw you on Facebook, right? The ads are very well branded, and you want to have some sort of video on your ad, or if you're doing a picture ad, you need to have pictures or a video of the truck. So if you're talking in your Facebook ad video, you need to be standing in front of your wrapped vehicle. If you don't own a home service business and you're watching this and you own a bakery or something, you need to be standing in front of your cupcakes. Somewhere in that shot needs to be an image of your business name, because you need to have branding, right? You need to have call outs of the town you're in. Because remember, people are scrolling on Reels and they already believe that all of this stuff that they're watching is not in their town. So if your ad pops up, it needs to call out that, hey, this is right here in your town, okay? And I'm not a Facebook ads expert. Whoever runs your Facebook ads should be doing this, but it's good for us as business owners to be knowledgeable so that we know what's going on, okay? Now, the branding is incredibly powerful because we need to get what Dan Antonelli calls 5 mile famous. In every town, whether people have used a roofing company or a plumber or whatever, if they've never used one of those companies, you can still go to Walmart or Target and ask 10 people, can you name a roofing company? Can you name an HVAC company? They can all name that one big company, whether they've used them or not. That's 5 mile famous. You need to have a brand that's so strong, that's so in people's faces so often that they can name your brand, right? It's very powerful. So Facebook ads is very powerful when it comes to the long game of branding. Okay, now I went over a couple things. So we have branding. We've got speed to lead. Insanely important. If you have speed to lead in some sort of autoresponder, you're going to increase your Facebook ads return on investment or return on ad spend very quickly. The other thing that's very important when it comes to Facebook ads, when we say, do they work or do they not work, is active list building. This is one of the things I really honestly love about Facebook ads, is while the ads are running, let's say I'm getting 2 or 3 leads a week, 10 leads a week, 100 leads a month, I don't care what it is, that Facebook ad is out there with that form and it's catching people and it's putting them into my customer list. So if I get 200 leads a year from Facebook, some of those are going to convert. Let's say there's 5 of them or 10 of them, they turn into jobs. You get paid from them, but you still have those 200 people in your customer list. That ties into your email newsletter, because you should be running an email newsletter at least once a month. I have an entire email newsletter course. If you want to look at that, it has, I believe, 10 videos in it. Tells you how to set up your email newsletter, what to send, how to send it, what to write. Okay, if you're interested in the email newsletter, I'll put that also in the description. That's available. But you're adding those people into your list. Can you imagine adding hundreds of people into your email newsletter every year? You also have your texting campaigns. You're adding people to your list where eventually you'll have 15,000, 20,000 people in your customer list. That's where the power is. So when you're considering Facebook ads, there's more than one thing that it does. It's not only, I need leads, I need paid jobs right now, but it's also tremendous branding, and it's also tremendous list building. But it only works if you're following up with those leads and you're branding really well. So here are the cardinal rules of Facebook ads. One, if you're going to outsource it, and I suggest you do because you're a business owner, you shouldn't become a Facebook ads expert. Okay? So here are the cardinal rules for Facebook ads. Number one, branding. Whatever business you have, your business name, your logo, whatever it is, if you're a home service agency like roofing, plumbing, HVAC, electrical, you need to be in front of a wrapped vehicle, because that wrapped vehicle is what people are going to see every day, all day. If you own a store or something, you need to have your sign. You need to be at your storefront. You need to have a shirt with your store logo, right? Because people are seeing your brand. Number two, messaging. When you have these autoresponders or these responses, the messaging has to use psychology. Remember, all you're doing is taking them from one stage to another stage, all the way to converting. So the first thing the ad is doing is grabbing their information. The second thing the message is doing is just getting them to respond. That's inviting them into a conversation. The next thing you're doing is drip marketing them over time, and then you are converting them. And the only way to bring them from one to another is to understand the point of each message. The first message is just to get them to respond and to remind them of what they interacted with. Hence the, hey, this is Michael. Thanks for filling out our Facebook form. Is this Steve? Okay? Messaging, targeting. You cannot run a proper Facebook ad if you don't know who your customers are, right? In my ads, I don't target anyone that's younger than 36 years old. Of course, we have customers that are younger than 36 years old, but I have to find something to target. And if I'm spending money, I want to spend money on a certain market, the dream customer of mine, and that so happens to be homeowners over 36 years old that are married, that have kids, right? I target those specific people. So I told you I would tell you if Facebook ads work. The answer is no if you're not going to do any of these things. The answer is also yes if you're going to do all these things. I have run Facebook ads for years, and I've both run them and not done any of these things and lost tremendous amount of money, and run them and done these things and made a decent amount of money and have gotten a lot of customers. If you learn from this, put in the comments. Don't forget to hit subscribe. There's a couple things in the description. There's a tool that I use for autoresponders. I'm also going to put a discovery call link to the person that runs my Facebook ads. Also, I'll put a discovery call link. If you want to talk to me, I do consult and do business coaching on business tips, tricks, growth things. So I'll put that. You'll see that. And you'll see the tools in this video. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope you learned something. Have a good day.